I'm super excited to announce that my album Virtuoso is going to release on February 2nd. This is a cast album of the musical Virtuoso, which I wrote as part of a competition and was produced in Poland in 2020. And finally, the album is going to be available worldwide. So in honor of the album release, I am going to be doing a series of videos. There's 21 songs in Polish, 8 songs in English. And for each of the days leading up to the release of the album, I'm going to talk about one song from the album. But first, let me tell you a little bit about this show and the competition that I entered. It's announcing a competition for treatment of a musical play drawn from the life of Paderewski, the flamboyant Polish pianist and composer who became the highest paid artist of his time, a blend of Chopin and Liberace. So this sounds like an interesting enough fella. What do I need to submit? It says a 3-page original treatment for a play including story, outline, and character breakdown and a sample of song lyrics in 3 pages. The treatment must be in English. The treatment must reflect the scope of a full-length major stage musical production. Right after I read that, I was like, oh, they want Hamilton. I went to the library, got a book about the life of Paderewski. I read half the book, stayed up that night, wrote a 3-page treatment, which is really difficult, especially when they want lyrics as well. And I submitted it to this competition. They got back to me and they said, we really like your treatment. We now want you to write a 15-minute presentation that is going to be done at Joe's Pub. It was in June, July, August, September. It was like in 3 to 4 months. So I was like, great, let me find a composer to work with. Well, the trouble is I had already really described the kind of music that I wanted to write in the show. I wanted to take classical pieces and mash them up with more contemporary music. Because this guy was a composer, I wanted to use some of his music to tell his story. And a lot of the composers I talked to were like, oh, I just want to write original stuff. I said, okay, fine. For this next step of the competition, I'll just write a couple songs. I wrote the opening number, which is called Patamania. And I wrote another song called Too Many Helens, which is about Paderewski's love life. I also wrote a very short I Want song for Paderewski that I used to kind of bookend the presentation. So let's jump to the next video because this is long. Okay, the next video, I'm going to play the first song in the show and it's called Patamania.